How you doing? We're here today to talk about how cheese is made and how do you make your home cheese at home. Well, cheese is made pretty simply. There's about 12 processes depending on what cheese you're making. First of all, you got to have milk. The most common milks you use out there is cow, sheep, and goat. Now there's other different kinds of milk out there, but let's just stick with those. You start off by getting a metal vat, just big boiling point, and dump all the milk into it as you can. At this point, you want to probably go at about 88 degrees. You can go a little bit higher, a little bit smaller, depending on the milk. Most milks will actually tell you what the boiling point is. At this point, you want to boil it for about 45, maybe close to an hour. Then at that point, you turn off the heat, let it sit to the side. Now during this time, the cheese is going to start curdling on the very top. It's going to become very thick and thin and just looks kind of disturbing, but don't worry about that. To know when it's ready, about 15 minutes later, take your finger and poke through the top of the milk. If your finger can break it up, you're ready to go for it. Next, you take the curds. Now, when you're taking these curds, this is a point where you add rennet, the citric acid, or other things to give it flavor. Well, from this point, you put it in molds. There's some cheeses that are molded into just a wheel. There's actually some out there that actually take rope and wrap it around it and giving it a nice flavor and also good look to it. There's some out there they just use little plates or whatever and let it sit there. From this point on, this is where the aging process starts. Most cheeses are out there are usually aged over 30 days. But there's some out there that's really fresh and only 10 days old. There's some goat cheeses are very about 10 days. There's also stuff like 3 years like Parmesan and other hard cheeses. From this point is what you want to do with it. Most cheeses are put into a cave, a barn, or somewhere with a high humidity and a low climate. Therefore, it makes the cheese mold, but not in a bad way.